Just because he broke up with his girlfriend, he never expected to be kicked out of his own home. Now, with nowhere to go, he has been forced to stay in a small hotel room of just over 10 square meters.
感觉了，我是现在有家都不能回了。
家是你的房子是吧？
家是我的房子，我的房产证。之前我没认识他之前，早就是我买的。
Peng Guoqiang said that he had been in a relationship with his girlfriend for 3 years. Just 10 days ago, after a fight, his girlfriend kicked him out of his own house. Not only did she occupy his property, but she even changed the lock on the front door. What exactly happened between the two? Why did Qing Lihua take over his house? Later, Peng Guoqiang decided to confront his girlfriend for an explanation. But when he arrived, the door remained tightly shut. He knocked for a long time, but there was no response from inside. He then called her phone, but she didn't answer. With no other choice, he called a locksmith to force the door open.
这是你家是吧？
这是我家，他提供的没任何一个东西，全部都是我的。他只有几件烂衣服在这里。
After entering, Peng Guoqiang didn't find his girlfriend at home. After several attempts to communicate, Cheng Lihua finally showed up. She said that after 3 years of being in a relationship, Peng Guoqiang suddenly broke up with her a month ago, without any consideration for their relationship, trying to abandon her. She stayed in his house because she wanted an explanation. Peng Guoqiang said that his girlfriend was extremely suspicious and often suspected him of having affairs with other women. As her jealousy intensified, she even resorted to violence against him. Even though he repeatedly tried to clarify things, her response was always aggressive, at times even threatening him with a kitchen knife. At this moment, Cheng Lihua revealed a shocking secret. She claimed that Peng Guoqiang's recent unusual behavior was because he wanted to reunite with his ex-wife. His real goal was to get rid of her. She emphasized that just a month ago, their relationship had been perfectly fine.
什么时候开始今年年初还关系好？
关好，一直每天2个人都是关系好啊。
什么时候就是
早了10天。
早10多天。
早10天。
Peng Guoqiang did not agree with her statement. He said the real reason for the breakup was that their personalities were incompatible. Moreover, he had already brought up the idea of breaking up with Cheng Lihua a year ago. Since she refused to leave his house and wouldn't accept the breakup, was this situation really related to his ex-wife? Later, the reporter separately interviewed Peng Guoqiang's ex-wife, Zheng Meilin, to get her perspective. Zheng Meilin confirmed that she had indeed proposed to remarry her ex-husband, and Peng Guoqiang had agreed to it. She then revealed another shocking secret. She said that before she and Peng Guoqiang had finalized their divorce, he had already started seeing Cheng Lihua. At that time, out of anger, she had initiated the divorce. However, even after the divorce, she was never able to let go of their relationship. She had asked Peng Guoqiang multiple times over the years to remarry her, but he always refused. It wasn't until recently, when he started having conflicts with Cheng Lihua and their friends and family advised them to reunite for the sake of their children, that he finally reconsidered. She insisted that she was not the one who destroyed Peng Guoqiang and Cheng Lihua's relationship.
从学校走出来，我就跟到他呀，一认识他就跟他在一起啊，对对对，
是等于是你感情的全部了。
对对对对。
The next day, Peng Guoqiang met with Cheng Lihua again. This time, he firmly declared that he had realized his past mistakes. For the sake of his 2 sons' well-being, he had to reunite with his ex-wife. He demanded that Cheng Lihua leave his house immediately.
现在就是你是没有住的地方还是什么的？
我是要住到我的吧，我没搞清，我在那吧，你解这个问题了，我跟他4年我不就住在这？你喊我分手就分手，我解这样的分手，不然我不走。
Seeing that his persuasion was futile, Peng Guoqiang took a shocking action. He emptied Cheng Lihua's wardrobe, threw all her clothes on the floor, and then tossed them out of the house, trying to drive her away in this manner.
是我的东西啊！哎呀，大哥，
To better resolve the conflict, the reporter quickly intervened to stop Peng Guoqiang's actions. Chung Lihua said that a few years ago, she ended her first marriage due to conflicts with her ex-husband. Later, through an introduction, she met Peng Guoqiang. In order to help him manage his business, she voluntarily resigned from her job as a teacher and moved to Changsha to fully support him. Since she had no children of her own, she treated his children as if they were her own. But now, her boyfriend wanted to break up with her using the excuse of personality differences, which she found unacceptable. Peng Guoqiang admitted that although he had been married to Zhang Meilin for over 10 years and their life was stable, they often argued. Eventually, their conflicts escalated to the point of divorce. It was during that time that Chung Lihua entered his life, and in his loneliness he got together with her. However, this decision left him filled with regret and self-reproach for 3 years. Now, he blamed himself for his impulsiveness back then, and deeply regretted divorcing his ex-wife when their family was still intact. All he wanted now was to return to his family, but in doing so, he had hurt 2 women.
对不起，这3年是委屈了。
其实老公，我真的过得不好，我天天
带钱，我从你这几年的委屈。
Peng Guoqiang held his beloved in his arms, expressing his guilt and remorse. Zhang Meilin, unable to hold back her emotions any longer, burst into tears, finally releasing the grievances and pain she had endured for the past 3 years. The next day, under the coordination of the reporter, local police officers and mediators arrived at Peng Guoqiang's home to help mediate the situation. The police stated that since Peng Guoqiang no longer had feelings for Chung Lihua, her act of occupying his house would not only fail to salvage their already broken relationship, but would also create even greater conflict between them. A lawyer also offered legal advice regarding Chung Lihua's current actions.
你们我真的跟我明天我跟他干了啥事？你作为人，你要跟他过来。
我也体谅你的感受，又不是说没人体谅你的难受。你总归你说有些事情你还是要说的。无论怎么样，我们都要在合理合法方面的问题。
The lawyer pointed out that if Chung Lihua insisted on forcefully occupying the house, she could be accused of infringing on another person's property. If the situation became serious, the police could even detain her under criminal charges. Later, both parties went to the local community office for mediation. The lawyer explained that since the two had never registered for marriage, their relationship was not legally protected. Now that Peng Guoqiang had decided to break up, letting go was the best option for Chung Lihua. If she continued to hold on, she would only be hurting herself in the end. After listening to the lawyer's explanation, Chung Lihua finally stated her demand. Chung Lihua stated that she was willing to break up, but Peng Guoqiang had to pay her 500,000 yuan as compensation. Upon hearing this, Peng Guoqiang immediately refused. Since there was a significant gap between the compensation amounts both parties could agree upon, the mediation ultimately failed. Regarding the issue of Chung Lihua forcefully occupying Peng Guoqiang's house, the lawyer finally provided legal advice. The lawyer suggested that Peng Guoqiang could first attempt civil mediation with Chung Lihua. If that failed and she still refused to leave, he could call the police or file a lawsuit in court to protect his legal rights.
At its core, this love dispute is a battle between emotions and the law. From an emotional perspective, Chung Lihua indeed devoted 3 years of her life. She quit her job to help her boyfriend with his business and even cared for his children as if they were her own. Now, the man says he wants to break up just like that. Who wouldn't feel resentful? But from a legal standpoint, the property ownership is clear. She has no right to occupy the house, let alone claim 500,000 yuan in compensation. So, here's the question. When a romantic relationship fails, should there be compensation for lost youth? If this 500,000 yuan is paid, will it encourage more people to treat relationships as an investment? And in this dispute, who is the real winner? Is it Zhang Meilin? She waited for 3 years and finally got her husband back. Is it Peng Wuqiang? He went through all this trouble only to return to his original family. But what about Chen Lihua? She invested everything in this relationship, only to end up as the loser in love. Does she deserve this, or should she be sympathized with? In reality, this dramatic dispute reflects a dilemma that many people face. After a breakup, should you let go with dignity, or should you fight to the end? Can love really be measured in money? What do you think? If you were Chen Lihua, would you hold on or walk away gracefully? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. Your support means a lot to us, and we will continue to bring you more quality content. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.